Flex your business with an American Express Business Gold Card. You'll earn 4 times membership rewards points on your top 2 eligible spending categories, like transit and electronics, each month, on up to $150K in combined purchases per year. Plus, you can now earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold, built for business by American Express.
Are you looking for a partner that truly gets digital? At RHOBH Marketing, we were born digital. It's not just what we do, it's who we are. From cutting-edge AI solutions to innovative advertising strategies, we lead our clients into the future with technologies that deliver real, measurable results. With over 15 years of lasting partnerships, we're proud to help businesses achieve their goals and maximize ROI every step of the way. If you're ready to take your marketing to the next level, visit RHOBHmarketing.com today. RHOBH Marketing, where digital meets results.
I knew it. Another RHOBH Media production.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Happy Wednesday evening.
Yes, happy that, are we happy, everyone, that Bravo is back, or are we not happy that they're back with their regular scheduled programming?
Are you like getting over the Real Housewives?
No, I'm not.
I mean, I feel like
there's certain ones. Like, I think like if it's not good, we're just not going to watch. Like Roni, we keep talking about that in the sense of like it wasn't good. Like, we're not going to force ourselves to watch that.
I feel like with Real Housewives, oh my God, I lost my train of thought.
You said that, like, are we getting over it?
Well, no, yeah. I mean, I was gonna, oh, okay. What I was gonna say, thank you. You always know how to help me. You guys, this happens every day on the phone, by the way. Literally every day.
And you guys, it's because I'm a really good listener.
I know you are. So I was gonna say that on I feel like, you know, with us being over it and stuff, like I like the shows that stream. So I want to watch like I don't like waiting a week. Now that we've gotten spoiled to not have to for a lot of these series, for me when I have to wait a week, it's like annoying. Like I want to be in the mood to watch them like all at once. So I feel like that's what should change with the Real Housewives, but I don't know. I know Beverly Hills this past episode did really well. They had a season high with almost 1 million live viewers watching, which is right. Like, you know what it is? People love the OGs. I don't care what you say. You can build a new show, but people want the OGs.
Yeah, and I also think like January, well, especially for us in this side of town, it's like so like everyone's like at home, everyone's like trying to like lose weight, save money. So like probably the only thing you can do is like watch TV right now. So maybe that's it too. I don't know.
By the way, can I go on a rant, you know, that we're in the Midwest and it's like snowing, freezing, and I just am wearing sweats all day, every single day. And you know, when like you wear sweats, you just like feel bigger and stuff. And you just like, I hate this part of our world in Michigan.
I know, but then like we can't complain because look what's happening in California right now. Like those fires are really scary and crazy. And it's just like, they have such beautiful weather and it's like, look what's happening over there. So it's like, oh, I just feel so bad.
It is heartbreaking. I saw some videos. I know that Spencer Pratt and Heidi lost their home. And I was like, because I just can't even. And there were some people who were so rude about it too. And they're like, oh, you're wearing something fancy while saying it. It's like, dude, that's your home. I guess like no one was aware that this was going to happen.
Yeah. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how poor you are.
Yeah.
Anybody losing a home, that's their sanctuary. That's their belongings. That's everything that their whole life is made up, you know? So it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, they're more fortunate probably to be able to like relocate real quick. And, you know, that's easier on them, but it's still not easy from the time being of them losing their home and having to deal and cope with that thing, you know? Yeah. It's just like, it's like saying someone rich, it sucks for them to lose somebody like in life. Like,
yeah, or for them anything. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that doesn't being rich or poor does not mean anything when it comes to this, like these type of tragedies. Like it's so sad. And I know someone like one of my good friends, good friend, like one of my best friend's friend that lives in California, she just lost her home too. And it's just so sad. I don't know.
So did she not anticipate it? Like
nothing. Like we don't know that much because I think she's like obviously going through a lot, but I know my friend texted her and said like, hey, like what's going on? She's like, we lost everything and we know they did not have a chance to go to their house.
Dude, that is just, I have like video cameras of videos that like, that's the first thing I think about that I've taken of my kids from when they were babies until now. And just, you know, things that I've saved for them. And I just can't imagine. I really, really
It's
can't.
that, and it's even like, and it's crazy because I'm reading a book called Nightingale. It's a good book if you guys like historical fictions, but it's about like the war of like when the Germans invaded France, like the Nazi stuff. But like in this, it's like right away, like on cue, like everyone had to leave their homes, and like it is kind of based on a true story. Like everyone had to leave their homes and just start walking away from everything, and they only carry what they wanted. And it just goes to show like we're so attached to so many of our things, and we kind of have to like learn to not be, because like anything can happen at any time too.
I feel like Michigan's really, even though we deal with winters, it's a pretty safe state to live in.
Yeah. But anybody can, like a fire can happen at anyone's home, you know, but the good, like with Michigan too, is like fire. Oh, this is the biggest deal with California too, is that like they're just like they're like in Florida, where if a hurricane happens, a lot of insurances don't cover hurricane damages. And that's the same with California. Like that, if a fire happens, they're not insured. It's really expensive. So like a lot of these people that lost their homes, they can't just file an insurance claim like we could.
Okay, my TikTok friends, there was this 91-year-old and video of him, and he was like, I was just in my car and I was just crying, and he's like, my house, everything is gone. And I was like, this 91-year-old man to have to deal with that. Oh my God, I was dying. You could just, like his face, like everything is just down. I'm like, dude, who wants to deal with that at 91? I don't know. I just felt so bad. But yeah, if anyone's around that area, we're thinking of you, praying for you. And I hope no one, I mean, that listens in general, like is going through this, because it's such a sad thing.
Yeah. Praying for all you guys.
Yeah. Now I feel awkward to like talk about like, oh, hot topic.
I know. But sometimes it's a good distraction. So I feel like that's, you know, and if it's not, and if like, you think this is annoying, like definitely take your time and be alone and not listen to us.
Before we get into Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City, and I need to be quite frank with Beverly Hills, I will be honest with you guys. I was washing dishes. I was packing lunches. I was putting away things from backpacks, getting everything ready for tomorrow. So when I tell you I don't really have as many notes for that, I really don't. So I hope, Chantal, that you remember things that happened. But with Salt Lake City, I was pretty into. But anyways, so before we get into that, Chantal, the stuff with Jennifer Aydin keeps, there's things that keep coming out. So Jennifer came out herself and made a statement and talked to Us Weekly. By the way, Us Weekly and Bravo have done a partnership. So it's going to be so hard for us to ever get Real Housewives to come on our show.
Wow.
Which sucks because now with this partnership, Bravo is only allowing their people to speak to people from Us Weekly or I don't know where, I think it's Bryce is at Entertainment and Page Six. So, which is such a shitty thing for like the small people like us, but anyway, so Jennifer clarified the social media beef with Jersey Mike's. I want to get your opinion on what she had to say, Chantal. And she said, hindsight is 2020, but I did not think it was going to go that way. Not at all. And then she says she waited for what felt like forever to receive service from an airport. And then one of the employees then shared a response to a TikTok video referring to Jennifer as a stupid bitch and alleging that the reality TV star backed up the entire line of customers. Jen says that she was not rude to any of the food chain staff and that her and her husband, Bill Aydin, had been traveling with their 5 kids for the holidays. She says, we're a big group. I'm a family of 7. I have a sister with my goddaughter. She's a widow and her goddaughter come with us everywhere we go. So we travel with 9 people or a lot of people. We met up with my cousin, who's another family of 6. We're 15 people, not to mention the other 2 families that were meeting up with us at the airport. That's a lot of people, by the way. And she says that
be like us, like we do that sometimes.
Yeah. she said that, her and Bill decided to separate to get their children food before boarding a 4-hour flight. He took all the kids, went to another stand and had a table, ordered food. It was about 5:30 in the morning. Jersey Mike's did not open until 5:30. And my cousin and I got on the line pretty much around 5:45. And there were not that many people in line. Again, it was a little slow moving, but we weren't going to complain. She says then Jennifer and her cousin Susie got in the line at the same time, but Susie eventually stepped out to check a neighboring kiosk. And she said she didn't come back on the line with me because it already started accumulating. So she decided to wait for me at the front of the register until it was my turn. When it got to be my turn, obviously I let her go in front of me. And I think that people thought I was letting her cut. I didn't let her cut, and she ordered 4 sandwiches. I only ordered 1. I only had 1 that my kids wanted to split. That was my task. I'm in mom mode trying to get my kids food. She says after Susie ordered, Jennifer and the woman standing behind her also placed their respective orders. The other woman was allegedly helped before Jennifer, despite the Bravo personality saying she arrived at the line first. Then Jen says, we've already been waiting. We're at an airport. We have a flight to catch. We've already been through TSA. I'm a big group. Everything took time. So obviously tensions are high. Again, I don't want to complain. I get it. Everybody's like, it's New Year's, whatever. They fulfilled the woman behind me sandwich order first. And I reminded the employee, I'm like, hey, did you do my Italian? And she was like, you have to wait your turn. I said, oh, but you did hers before mine and I was before her. So obviously she realized that and ignored me. I didn't want to make a big thing about it. By the time the employees were working on Jennifer's sandwich, Bill arrived to add another order. Ooh. She says, they're working on my 1 sandwich that I ordered. It's a foot-long Italian. And Bill said, one of our kids wanted a plain tuna mini with nothing on it. So I said to the employees, okay, sweetie, I'm going to need another mini tuna. She goes, oh no, you have to get back in the line. And I said, but you just fulfilled that woman's sandwich before me. And I didn't even say anything. And none of this is on camera, by the way. So she looks up and I guess she realized I was right. And she goes, well, then the guy behind you has to be okay with it. Jennifer hadn't noticed the man who was now waiting behind her, who apparently said, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that she was adding another sandwich. Jennifer says, tensions are high. I know I'm going to get blamed for something. And I'm going to keep my cool. The whole point of me recording, I know it backfired, was to show that I was not snapping. I'm just recording the window. At that point, the guy is not even in my thing. The man then claimed to be a law professor and allegedly threatened to sue Jennifer for all her fake diamonds if she posted the video of him. And then Jennifer says, I'm literally so shocked and disgusted by this man's behavior. Nothing that she gets Jennifer said, noting that she gets triggered by bad behavior. She continued, I realized that I did not tackle this correctly, but in the moment, I was just so shocked and appalled by this really unwarranted aggressive behavior. Then I put the camera on him. She added, I was telling him because I wanted him to know that you just can't be rude to people like that. You don't know who you're being rude to, and I'm going to put you on blast. I was just like livid that person was talking to me that way. I want you to know that in the moment, I was not rude to Jersey Mike's staff at all. I was trying to be polite. And then she says, one of the Jersey Mike's employees then allegedly threatened not to finish Jennifer's order. And then she's like, in the video, they were still working on my sandwich. It's not like I had paid. I didn't check out. So for them to tell me, wait to the end of the line, or that I had to ask this guy's permission, that really just started an altercation. They shouldn't have done that. And that's just customer service. I'm realizing now that I can't say I'm a celebrity. People are very angry. I will no longer say I'm a celebrity since people are so angry about it. But obviously this wouldn't have gone so viral as it did if I wasn't a public figure. I have to disagree with that because I am a TikTok junkie and these videos always go viral.
Yeah.
Jennifer also apologized for her pointed remarks about the staff, noting she was not a celebrity in that moment, but simply an angry mom. She's like, I wanted to put it all on blast to show how rude they were to me. I didn't go about it the right way. I acknowledge that, but I was not rude to the staff in the moment. She says, I feel like we've all been there. I'm learning now that I have to realize I'm a public figure and that everything that I say or do will be scrutinized, and I actually have to lead by example. It was wrong for me to go in my stories and then bash their bad customer service. I'm learning now that I'm not allowed to complain. It's not entitled. This is not privilege. I'm a paying customer. Jennifer also 100% regrets posting the video rant in the first place. I realized that I should have not done it, that I should have done it in a different manner and it could have landed a little differently. And I'm learning now to not do things in the heat of the moment because I was not furious as a celebrity. I was a paying customer that didn't get a sandwich for her kid. Jennifer says she felt she is owed an apology from Jersey Mike's and the alleged rude and dismissive man in the line behind her, but doesn't plan to reach out. She's like, they're constantly blasting me. I will apologize for calling the worker an 80-year-old woman and doing all that, but that's where it ends. They're monetizing this, which I'm very happy for. At least some good will come out from this for them.
Oh yeah, because I'm really craving Jersey Mike's now.
I think she's saying the employees are monetizing it also with their videos, because their videos have gone viral to like get a peek in followers and things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm so glad I love Jennifer. So like, at the end of the day, like I'm happy she's gonna own what she felt like, maybe she did wrong. And you and I have been saying is that she just shouldn't have picked up the phone. I think Dana said it on her last podcast too, is like, don't pick up the phone. And that's all that she did was wrong, was like in the sense of like, if she didn't record any of that stuff, like none of this would have happened. It didn't matter. Like it wasn't that big of a deal to even have to record. We've all been in situations where, someone has been rude to us or something didn't go our way. But like I don't, unless it was like a crazy altercation or something, like I would never sit there and pick up my phone and record it and like put it on.
It sounds like the guy also reacted to her picking up her phone, because that's what she says initially. So
yeah.
and
it's good that she's acknowledged to say like, she'll never say she's a celebrity, because like no one cares about that at all. And like that doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want because you're a celebrity. But like, I'm sure like that would piss me off though if I was in line. Let's say I was in line and I had a sandwich and I wasn't done yet. I was like, oh hey, can you just please add another tuna sandwich? And they did, and they told me to wait in the back of the line. I think that's rude. I do think that's rude. I think that's weird. It's not like she's adding 9 different sandwiches. It's just one. Like I've done that before at Starbucks where I'll be like, oh so sorry, like I need to add this drink, because they finally answered me. Starbucks doesn't say to me, hey, go back in the car line again, you have to reorder. They'll say no problem, I'll make it for you right now.
So here's my whole thing about that. It sounds like she said something to the employee about them doing the sandwich, right? And she caught an attitude. Like she caught an attitude from that employee who said, oh, well, whatever. I did the girls that ordered after you, her sandwich first. So when Bill came and said, add another sandwich, at that moment, I would look at my husband and be like, no, because I could tell that this girl, copped an attitude with me, and that she's probably like, I don't know. I just get scared of those situations. So I would be like, I'm not going to even ask. Like, I'm not even going to put myself in a situation to ask, because this person,
I wouldn't even want to give them business at that point. Like I would have been that mad, and I wouldn't even want to give them business.
And I like catch vibes. Like if tensions are already high at the airport. So if tensions are super high and stuff, and tensions are high, like I would just, I would, and maybe I could feel like a person's like annoyed and everything is so slow. I don't know. I probably wouldn't, but I think mainly
or sometimes like on purpose, I'm like, yeah, I want this, like do it.
Yeah. I think mainly people are upset more so about her talking about the 80-year-old on New Year's Day and then saying the slow thing. At least for me, that's where I was like, what are you doing? But again, like I said, if it's celebrities or if it's regular people, those videos go viral no matter who it is. So it's not because you're a celebrity and being scrutinized. Like it's in general, like if stuff like that happened and then we saw a regular person saying that, like the same thing would happen to them. It just sucks because like she kind of was the one who put it out there.
Yeah. She did it.
I don't think any of us would know about it if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she, was able to say her side and really explain it. So that's good. So
she's always been able to own up to her things. And like, that's what you have to, then the day people make mistakes, people like, can do things, but she owned it and that's it. Let's move on. Like, it's not that deep, All
right. Yeah. So let's talk Beverly Hills. I, again, did not really write much. To me, this season is great because I love Bose. I love that she's coming in for Sutton, because while I did like Sutton the first season, I do think that Bose is clocking her. Like she is calling her out for everything. Like she's like, Sutton is a type to, call some or to put someone in their place when they're down or to call them out when they're down. And like everyone's, and Erica said that too. I'm sorry.
It was Erica. Well, Bose kind of picked up on the sense of like, okay, like she's coming after Dorit when she's saying that she's there for her and she's not. But like Erica was the one with Erica and Dorit were having lunch, and like Erica like is loving this because she's like, you know what? She did this to me, she did this to Kyle, and now she's doing it to you. And she's like, and this is bullshit, basically. And yeah, like it is bullshit, actually. I don't know why Sutton thinks she can do what she's doing, but I don't think it's okay.
No, it's not. And I think that Sutton is surprised that they are coming for her because she has been a fan favorite.
Well, no, I don't know who these fans are. I'm just kidding, guys.
So, a lot of our listeners love Sutton.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, if you can defend what she's doing, that's crazy to me because like, yeah, she can be mad about something else, but like she really like, it's not ironic how she comes at them during the lowest points of their lives. Like, why is she now
I hate
wanting to
anyone
right?
who does that, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
can't stand anyone who does that.
it's like almost that she wants to attach herself to these people because they know that they're going to be a big storyline and she wants to attach herself to them. Like she didn't want to all the he was on Erica.
No,
She
I
didn't
think
want all the heat
Chantel,
on
because
Kyle.
no, because when the whole like Kathy Hilton stuff happened, we all were team Kathy Hilton and she was calling out people. And so we appreciated that and we rallied behind her for that. Like, thanks for calling them out for that. And when they came for Denise Richards, I think she also came for like, because they came across as bullies and stuff, the other side. So, you know, she thinks that that's what's happening here, but that's not what's happening here at all. Dorit has not been very like Chantel throughout the show. She hasn't. People don't like her. This season, we've seen the real Dorit. We've seen a complete different side, and she's going through it and she's owning it. So, you know, viewers love that. Viewers love to see a person owning it, you know, like putting it all out there, because before Dorit acted like her relationship was perfect. Come to find out, they are the most toxic couple ever. So I think that's why fans are like, you need to step back, Sutton.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a lot. She's doing a lot.
What about the Kesha? Like, what was that?
I feel bad for Kasha. She's been through a lot in her life.
No, it's not about, I'm just like, what's a, like,
Yeah.
kind of bringing her? You're so weird.
What do you think about both? We get to see like a little bit of everyone's personal life. So we get to see, you know, again, a girl style. She's like happy about her like house and her kids. But
Boring.
yeah, we also get and you guys, that dinner looked boring. Like I felt bad for like they all just seem not boring like that. I feel like that's mean to say, but they just all seem so quiet. And like I was just dying like for that girlfriend, like her son's girlfriend. But
I know. I get what you're saying though.
yeah, like it was just so quiet. Like you guys, I can't. Like I'm just so like I would die in that situation.
Yeah.
But we get to see Bose and her boyfriend. And he did that cute little picnic thing. And you guys, fun fact, Roxanne and I actually had one of those businesses, and this was like only really like 3 years or 2 years ago. Were you pregnant with Jack?
It was as soon as I got pregnant with Jack, we shut it down. We were actually very successful. We were booked every weekend.
Yeah, and it was one of the worst businesses, you guys.
It was the worst businesses because it was like
we called it Trendy TPs, and we did it with us three. It was me, Roxanne, and like one of our other cousins, and like we did like those cute picnic setups that you saw. But yeah, explain why you thought it was the worst business.
I think we were in over our head in the sense that we didn't realize that our weekends were screwed. And I have 2 kids. I have 2 kids, and like obviously like I'm doing stuff with them on the weekend, but we would have to go, you know, and everything was in my basement. Like I have a lot of storage, but everything was in my basement, and everyone who booked us wanted a different theme. So we would have to drive like 20 minutes, put it in our car, and I'm the weakest woman ever. So it's like, ugh. And I was like in charge of like talking to the clients and then the decorating portion. And then Chantel, like, I feel like you were in charge of the back end stuff, right? And the organizing and.
Well, like I just feel like I did a lot of the majority of the setup. So like I would be on site, like actually doing it and then bringing it back. Like I was always like, yeah. And then I think I would help like with like the money and stuff for sure. I was like doing the back end on that stuff. But the one thing you guys like imagine even right now, like I was thinking about it the other day because I did kind of do something like that. Like I had to take this setup for like the coffee shop, and it's freaking cold out right now. And a lot of our customers would book us in the wintertime because there's nothing to do. So we do like a really cute setup in like their basement or the teepees in their house, you know, and like in the cold, we'd have to drop them off, then put it back in our cars, then put from our cars to Roxanne's house. It was miserable.
And we'd have 8 bins, you guys. So you have like 8 bins that you bring, okay, and the tables or the teepees that we had, and you'd have to bring them in, set it all up, wait 3 hours, come back to their house, pick it up, drive home, put everything back downstairs and organize it. We have full-time jobs. Like it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like it wasn't fun. I guess I didn't realize that. Okay. And then like, you know, we'd all have to, you know, really see who is going to set up and who's going to do pickup. And it ruined your whole day. Cause if you're setting up, you have to like set up, it takes an hour to set up or whatever. And then 3 hours, go back, pick up. It takes another hour. It was just like, I was like, this is cute. And we were so successful. I feel like anything we've ever done and we've put our mind to, we've been successful. And I think because we're very confident, we have that type of mindset that if anyone can do it, we can do it. So we were successful. We got like initially like all the influencers to come through us, and then it just like blew up. But then it was like, this is kind of a lot. And so when I got pregnant, I was like, I'm not
It was the
doing.
best excuse because when she said like, she could, it's a lot of heavy lifting. So like if she couldn't do it and like none of us really, me and my other cousin barely wanted to do it ourselves. We're like, okay, we're dissolving this business.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where I started to feel like some of us were feeling like we were doing more. And like once that happened, it's like, no, this is not good for us as a family.
Yeah. But like, I will say, you guys, if like one of you guys are at home and you guys think you guys can do something like this, it was like, if it doesn't bother you and you're more of a homebody anyways, like you don't have plans and all those things, like it could be a good business. So
It is. Yeah. It could absolutely be profitable and stuff and whatever, but I'm not like a hands, like I don't want to hold these things, pick them up, like has to organize. You don't even know. My husband was yelling at us every day about our basement.
oh my gosh.
Because there'd be times where we'd be like, we're just like, we're over it. We just like dropped everything in the basement. And he's like, my basement is not your guys', it's like storage like this. And I'm like, and we were just, yeah. So that's a fun fact.
Yeah, and that because I'm just saying that whole scene, like I couldn't even pay attention to Bose and her man because I kept thinking about like, I just saw everything that they had. We had it, the tent, the table, like I was like, oh my god, whoever set this up, poor girl, she's waiting, having to wait for them to be done, and then now she's pick it up. Like
they're probably so happy to get them where it's going to be on the show. Shit, I'd be like shitting my pants. Like,
I know.
You know what? It's so crazy when Bose opened up about her relationship. And she said that like her last relationship, she asked him, are you still sleeping with your ex? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? So I like, so she never thought that she'd be able to or have any interest of getting in another relationship. I'm very intrigued by her. I like everything about her.
Me too. I think she's a great pick. And I'm liking that she's kind of slowly easing into the friend group where she's like, what is happening? But she's not going too ham. Like I feel like last season, homegirl went ham on Crystal. I forgot her name. She's the one season wonder over there, but like she's just easing herself into the group and like questioning things. Like that's all she's doing. It's like a normal person would do.
People expected her to get along with Dorit. So like Sutton's like, maybe if she talked to me and instead of Dorit, and it's like, you guys are like kind of scaring me of this like jealousy I'm feeling. But I don't think that they thought that she would do that. And I think that was the right move for her to do.
Yeah. And that comes us to our scene where she literally calls Sutton out and like Sutton is making faces at her, like shocked at, what she's saying. And it's like, Sutton, bye. You need to leave. You need to leave.
So annoying. She is so annoying. I don't know.
There's
not.
Also the scene of Dorit. Bose goes to Dorit's house, and this is where Dorit tells us that like she had a 4-hour session with PK in therapy, and this is like one of the first times they've talked since like he like ghosted her basically. And in that session, he basically says, this is why I want to get a divorce. So he brings up the word divorce, even though right now they're separated. And then that moment, Dorit's like, holy shit, like I need to start planning shit.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It doesn't seem like she's, like it seems like she's well aware that they have a horrible relationship. And to her right now, it's probably the thought of like never thinking you're going to get divorced. And maybe there was that security and this image that they had with each other. Like we are a good couple, but you clearly weren't. So I feel like while it's hard for Dorit to think about, I feel like in 2 years, she's going to end up being with the baddest looking guy. And she's going to be so happy that all this happened.
Yeah, I feel like it's crazy when you really like look, from the outside lens and say like, listen, like we don't really even have a good relationship. Like, what are we fighting for here? We talk so bad to each other. We're not even good to each other. And but it's sad to me though. Still, it's sad to think he's gonna double down on that and like kind of go so crazy on her. Even though she is the mother of your kids, like you should be communicating with her.
Yeah, the way he's acting towards her is so like, dude, again, I always say this. How could someone that you've been married to suddenly, even if you guys are wrong with each other, but at this moment flip like that, where you're just being so horrible and acting like you can give two shits now? I don't know. It's really sad.
Yeah. Let me get to the main scene was they were at whatever famous bar club they were at. And they're all sitting in a circle and
Thank
Dorit,
you for that description, Chantal.
yeah, and they're all sitting in the circle because they're in that little booth, and they're all there. And Dorit brings up, did I miss something? Like, why did Dorit randomly ask Kyle if she's talked to PK? Like, did one of them tell her? Did I miss that?
And she was talking about it with Erica. And
Oh,
yeah, so you must have missed the conversation with Erica
oh,
when she was talking about it. And she's like, well, I want to know because if he's not even talking to me, she might have some insight as well. And then, in her confessional, she obviously said if roles were reversed, Kyle would be losing her shit.
oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I saw that part. I didn't see the Erica part. I don't know why I missed that. So, what did you feel then that how she posed it to Kyle at first? Like, do you think it was weird that she like asked it to her like that, or she should have just said, "Hey, I heard you and PK are talking."
Yeah, I did think the way she approached it was weird.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like, I was like, wait, why is she asked that? That's why I was genuinely confused. I was like, wait, did someone tell her? Because she's like, Kyle, I have a question. Have you talked to PK? And it's like, what?
Yeah.
I'd be so scared,
Wait, and then what did Sutton say in that moment? Because she like said something that I was like, shut up, Sutton. I don't even know what it was, but it was something annoying.
I don't. Oh yeah, because her and Dorit got into it a little bit before
Yeah.
too. But yeah, I don't think she said anything like. I think she like was backing up that it was weird that Kyle would talk to PK.
No, it wasn't. It was something where she said something to Dorit though. But I don't. Well, okay, whatever. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, so then and Kyle acted so weird, you guys. Like she acted so caught up, so crazy. Like, yeah, we send memes. That's all we do. We send memes. But it's like, no, you don't
look good. It's not a good look.
Yeah, not a good look. And it wasn't a good look that she just said, yeah, we send memes. But I can right away, she could have just said, like, she could have put all the like the defenses down that Dorit was having and was just saying, like, I can see why you think it's weird and I won't do it again. And she didn't say any of that. She was kind of just trying to say, I only send memes, but you don't just send memes because you did text him about the affair. You did text him about their breakup and you reached out to him. So it's not just about memes. And you know that he hangs out with your ex-husband too. And so then Dorit obviously goes crazy, a little bit more, which I think she's right. And all the girls had her back. And then Kyle's trying to say, like, listen, I'm a girl's girl. But if you are a girl's girl, then you would know right away, like, that it's a no-no. And you should just be profusely saying sorry.
I mean, Kyle knows. And Kyle knows that if the roles were reversed, we all know she'd be losing her stuff. And let's also keep in mind that Kyle and Mauricio talk and that Kyle for sure has asked Mauricio, what does PK tell you? And she knows that version too. So, I mean, we're not dumb here.
But then at the very end, then obviously Dorit's getting a little bit more heated and mad. And then like, she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like Kyle's like, I'm not, and then Dorit's like, well, you're not doing what? Like, I want to know what you're talking about. She's like, this, like our friendship basically. And then she like does this weird thing like, oh, I already said I'm sorry. What else do you want from me? But it's like, you didn't say you're sorry. You didn't really like calm her down and like why it is a big deal. I don't know. I thought Kyle was acting crazy.
I think if I was Dorit, I would keep approaching it as the Mauricio stuff. I would have brought Mauricio up and been like, let's say me and Mauricio were sending memes when initially everything was happening. Not right now, but when things were happening and things were tense. And because Kyle's whole thing was like, I didn't know that you and PK were doing well. And she's like, you did know that because I did tell you. Yeah. So Dorit is active with it and I'm all about it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my gosh, but sometimes I'm just like, okay, like it feels like every conversation with anybody, like even a little, she's like on edge. So like, I feel like anybody poking a little bit, she's kind of just like rare to them. So it's like a little bit uncomfortable. Like I would kind of like rare. I would kind of get annoyed of just being in like always hanging around Dorit if that's how she's going to act. Like sometimes just like, let's be free and let's have fun. But she's in a tough spot in her life right now. So I can also see why it's not like that at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let's get to Salt Lake City.
What do we think about Salt Lake City?
So freaking good. I was, chatting in our Patreon chat. If you guys are on our Patreon, sometimes not all the time, but if we are watching live, one of us will, text in there. And even if we're not, our Patreon members are. So even if we're not texting, some people are. So it's fun to kind of see what everyone's thinking, like live on the live. But yeah, I was activated during that episode.
Yeah, I just feel like Bronwyn is stirring so much shit because I would be very unhappy if someone engaged in a conversation of everyone speaking poorly of someone. And then that person goes and tells that person that, what was happening. And you're basically throwing everyone else under the bus. I don't know. I would not be like Bronwyn is messy. And it's like, Bronwyn, at this point, you need to own it. You're not doing it because you wanted to see if Lisa was doing okay. Like you're doing to cover your bases.
Yep, I've completely have now like seen too much of Bronwyn. I don't really like her. I still like her for the show, so let's bring her back. I don't like her though. She's not my favorite. I don't like what she's doing. Heather was right, and Heather is right at the end of the episode. She like looked at, Whitney goes two-faced. She's completely
Yeah.
two-faced. Like, how dare you have these conversations, and then the minute you go and go to Lisa and be like, I feel guilty, I'm sorry, and then like bring everyone and take everyone under their bus. And she's done that multiple times. It's not just one time. It's like 8 times this season that she does that. I would never want to speak to Bronwyn ever and tell her anything I'm feeling, because she would go and tell that person right away.
Even though I'm like on and off about Heather, I mean, I'm just indifferent about her. Heather really did clock it. Heather knew from the beginning that Bronwyn was, messy. There was more to Bronwyn, and none of us really saw it. But I mean, she's so damn messy.
So messy. And so let's get to the part where like we're on the bus and like, Lisa brings it up to all of them. And you guys, Britani.
No, but like this, Lisa is like confronts them, and Whitney starts inserting herself, and they're going back and forth. But then,
yeah. Let's talk about that actually, because I even this is why Lisa's bothering me as well, is because she's like going hard too, and it's like, no, shut the F up. Like they're just going crazy yelling, and it's so uncomfortable. And I feel like it's just like Winnie's just trying to say something because she was part of the conversation.
Yeah, I disagree. I find Winnie to be insufferable, dude. I feel like Winnie tries to insert herself with anything that Lisa is saying, and it's like she's always, and it's like, just shush, please. Like, you stop talking. So
I know, but I agree. Like, I do agree sometimes with that, but I just feel like Lisa is going too hard on Whitney.
Well, like, she just found out that they all were talking shit about her because of Bronwyn. And Bronwyn is so lucky that, this happened with Britani. Like, she's so damn lucky.
Oh yeah, because and it's so funny how like unfazed Heather was. I think about it, like she was like, oh, okay, whatever, but like you were part of that conversation, and she's like throwing you under the bus. It was weird how she was unfazed about it, but yeah. Then we get to Britani. They catch her. Angie catches her.
So Britani starts recording the fight. She pulls out her phone, and you can see. And I didn't even notice that Angie caught her. And Angie's like, "Wait, why are you recording this fight?" And you can tell Britani is dying. This would be my worst fear in life.
I mean, like, first of all, like, this wouldn't happen to us because we wouldn't sit there and record someone ever. So it is weird that you're
recording. Like, for her to have her phone out like that recording, are you stupid?
So dumb. And it's weird because, like, first of all, that this is being recorded anyways by Bravo. So like, why are you recording? What was like her point of recording it?
Well, what if like she was sending it to bloggers or anything?
Oh.
And and here's the thing, Bravo edits things a certain way. So what if she wanted it just to like reference and be like, you guys said this? I don't know, but it had nothing to do with her. So it was just weird.
They all went freaking batshit crazy and I think they should, but it was a lot, like all of them yelling, and like Meredith was having a heart attack in the back seat. They're all going crazy. And I do think a lot of it is probably because of the past trauma of what happened with Monica. They're all just feeling like, now we have another crazy lunatic like here. What's happening?
Yeah. And there were 3 videos, and she said that it was an accident.
The way that they're like, let me see, scroll to the right. Like, I think it was Angie. She's like, scroll to the right, like scroll, let me see. Like, it was so funny. Like, they were not letting her like hide it or whatever.
Well, you see Britani like looking at the producers. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, like she was looking at the producers, and she was like, I didn't do anything. Like, what do you? It was because of this. Like, you see her doing that.
Like she like was trying to like ask for help or something, like help me out.
Like she was trying to like save herself and be like, I didn't do anything. Like, I swear I didn't do anything.
You guys, Britani is.
But Bronwyn in that moment was so happy that Britani effed up, because it took the heat off of Bronwyn, and everyone was yelling at her. So she leaves and she starts crying. And Whitney says they may have took it too far. Do you think they took it too far?
I think like one person, like a couple people can get the point across. So like when all of them are freaking the F out at one person, it is a lot. And like, I would have a panic attack too. I would have a panic attack just for getting caught. So like that's one. And then 2, I would have went like, that's a lot. Like someone yelling at you like that, it was a lot.
Mary's hilarious though, because when they go to lunch, she asked Britani during lunch what Britani is internalizing, and she's like, "Are you internalizing the fact that you got caught?" And I was dying. And Mary is me, because during that, so Britani tries to change the subject, and she's like, you guys, Jared and I have a physical relationship. And Mary's like, what the fuck does that have to do with what we're talking about right now? And I was
What
dying.
did it? And you know what? It's just crazy because if you know what, I said this in the Patreon chat, is like and more referring to, you know, Brittany and Meredith, like when she's trying to call out Meredith with some things. Brittany, like, she's so delulu and crazy, but she does call them out. So like she calls out certain people, like she calls out Meredith, she calls out certain people of the cast, but like because she's so crazy, no one pays attention to it and no one cares because like she puts the heat back on herself. And I feel like we need one credible person coming into this group that's like has nothing crazier on themselves and the other cast does. Like Monica did the same thing. Like Monica was calling some of these ladies out, but because what she did, it like all went through, like no one cared about it anymore because her thing was bigger than what all the other ladies have done. Do you like get what I'm saying or no?
Not really, no.
Okay. I just feel like we need another person that's coming in to call these people out, but that's not as crazy as like Brittany or Monica. Because they do have the moments where they call some of these ladies out and they should be called out for what they are and what their behaviors are doing. But like we all end up glossing over it because this person's so crazy.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Brittany. I don't like her for the show. I mean, I think she like gaslights everyone. And I don't know, like she just thirsty. I just miss the days when there were the wives that were cast that were like occupied with life. Like they didn't have time to be recording their fucking friends fighting. They were occupied being a stay-at-home mom, figuring out life with their kids, and everything is so chaotic and hectic. And like they have to get a babysitter to go out with their friends, like, you know, and shit was chaotic.
I do think Brittany is a hot mess though. So like she does have a lot going on. So like I do want to see it more.
I don't at all. They don't need to bring her back. And then Meredith is so funny because Meredith fought with Angie over Brittany, and now she is so mad at Brittany because of what Brittany was insinuating. And so Meredith at the end kind of loses her shit with at all the ladies. I don't even know what Heather said. Like she just like loses her shit. And what was your thought process about the ending?
I think Meredith is crazy, you guys. I really think she's literally crazy.
Yeah. I think that she's like, I don't know. Is she on something?
Yeah, she has to be. She has to be. Like no one acts the way she acts when they're just completely like clean and sober.
Right.
And it could be just like depression pills or something like that, where it makes you act a little crazy, a little bit, you know, like off kilt. But like everything she does is so dramatic and so where you're just looking at her like, are you okay?
Right. Yeah. It was, yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling. I mean, I like her though on the show and stuff, but I don't know when she was talking to Lisa and she's like, you shouldn't trust these ladies with anything either. And all this stuff. I was like, I'm looking at her face and I'm like, something's just off with her.
Yeah. And like, even like Heather tried to diffuse it. She tried to diffuse them. Like, we're here, like being funny. Like, let's see if we can hear each other, you know? And she just kept going. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. I thought it was a good episode though, overall. So
yeah, really, I loved it.
Salt Lake City's killing the game. Next week is the finale, which is crazy. So yeah, I thought it was really, really good. By the way, this week we had a troll come after us in the worst way possible. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just like it was about one of our someone. Yeah, I was just
on Patreon.
Okay, then yeah, that's fine. But I did want to say on our Apple podcast, if you are listening to this, if you guys do enjoy our episodes, those same trolls that have been like attacking us the last year and a half do try to write bad reviews about us. So we would love if you can write a nice review. Even if there's some feedback, still put 5 stars, but just put some feedback on it. That would help tremendously. So I did want to say
and
that.
You know, it's funny, like speaking of the reviews, because I just did actually read them the other day, and someone's like, you keep deleting my review. It's like, we have no control over reviews on Apple Podcasts. I wish we did, because yes, I would be deleting your reviews. Okay. I would be deleting them if we had control, but we have no control over it.
And it's always like the same 3 people, like
exactly. And if you see the lightning bolt, that has been the same person harassing us forever. And he continues.
I know, it's so crazy. So do us a solid and do that. And then we also have some updates. So we also have another episode coming. So stay tuned for that with the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively stuff. And you know you're going to get an activated Roxanne because I'm 1,000,000,000% invested in this. So
Yes.
hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Will, talk to me.
ABC Tuesday.
They took his daughter. She's coming home alive.
Will Trent, the series critics are calling powerful must-see TV, continues to thrill.
Shouldn't we strategize before we go in there?
If we screw up this case, a cop killer walks free.
With the riveting conclusion to a 2-part season premiere.
Help me.
Get down!
Will Trent, all new Tuesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.